political science professor, Dr. Caroline Heldman in Los Angeles.
Joining us now, political science professor at Occidental College, Dr. Caroline Heldman.
And here in L.A., Dr. Caroline Heldman, who teaches politics at Occidental College. All right, Doctor, begin with you. Where am I going wrong?
Well, who else is going to step in? At this point in time,
the private, like we have now.
The private sector is going to step in and help the economic crisis. They put us in this economic crisis.
It seems to me we're panicking, Doctor, here. They want to redistribute the money so that everybody has a bit more and the rich have a bit less. And I believe, looking you right in the eye, Doctor, right now, that you want that too. That's what this is all about.
I am interested in helping Americans who are losing their homes and their jobs.
But you want income redistribution. Don't tell me the truth.
Income redistribution up to a certain point. But that's not what this is.
Yes, it is.
Taxation,
I'm sure it is.
Progressive taxation, and we already have that system.
No, once the government gets in charge of the banks, it's very easy to redistribute income.
It's a temporary.
Oh, it's temporary.
Of course, it's a temporary. As it was 100 years ago.
Like Social Security was temporary.
As Alan Greenspan, he loves free market capitalism, is saying every 100 years this happens.
Greenspan's
We're in a crisis right now.
He's not my idol of capitalism. Now call him.
Hillary Clinton has been fighting for people like us her whole life.
So, Caroline, does that work or not?
Well, I think Hillary Clinton's on the ropes, and Barack Obama has just given her a great opportunity. He's given her a serious weakness that she should exploit as much as she possibly can.
The argument that she has to make there is that, look, forget about the primary. It's the general election, and let's focus there.
You know, I don't think that works for her. She is in the primary election right now, and it's this ridiculous idea that somehow she should pull out of the race. It's like two horses coming down the last stretch, neck and neck, and saying, look, you should pull out or you should be concerned about the general election. No, her concern right now is getting the nomination.
How does he do the job when that is the main criteria to be president, to make decisions?
Well, Sean, of course I disagree with you on the idea that he is flip-flopped, as you call it, on the major issues. I think any thinking person in politics is going to not only shift their positions, but have positions hopefully across the ideological spectrum. And I think both Barack Obama and John McCain fit that bill. And really, if you want to use that logic, then Lincoln would have been a huge flip-flopper. From his first inaugural address, he was in favor of slavery, to his second inaugural address. Did he not change his mind? Are politicians not allowed to change their minds in politics?
You're exactly right, Carolyn.
I don't know what the difference where Bill Clinton ran for president and Sarah Palin running for vice president, Doctor. What's the difference?
Well, you'll accuse me of being elitist, but this is a man who studied at elite institutions and traveled abroad. Sarah Palin got her passport last year.
So that means I should be president. I studied at elite institutions and traveled abroad all over. So
well, you would be better qualified than Sarah Palin at this point.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate that.
Do you think America is a mean country in 2008?
It depends upon how you define mean. I mean, how would you, a downright mean country? Again, I've seen a lot of cruelty at the hands of Americans. I've also seen a lot of beauty in our country. So we live in a wonderful country, and in fact,
Sean, she's not going to.
Yes, Mr.
I want to
Luntz,
raise something. She made a comment before. She's not going to answer, so you can take the whole show up, and she's not going to give you a clear-cut answer.
I want to take your time.
But she did say
I think
something.
A third grader could give you a clear-cut answer to a question.
You've been on here for 6 minutes.
There's more than just the comments that we played here. She said in another interview, America, this country is a downright mean country in 2008.
I think it's mean when people don't vote for a candidate based upon their skin color, and I think the fact that a Republican state party is coming out and attacking a candidate's wife in the primary election really speaks to,
do you think it's a little over the
afraid.
top to say that America, in her view, is a mean country? You don't find that over the top a little bit? Can you answer a simple question?
I sure can answer a simple question. If you pose a simple question, this is not...
Do you think that America is a mean country in 2008?
I think that's a rather ridiculous question to ask if a country is mean or nice. I think America's very complicated. It's a mixed bag.
You don't think America's a generous, great country?
That's ridiculous.
Bill, I disagree with you. I don't think that folks know what are in the 9 different health care policies.
Yeah, they can't know because President Obama can't tell them. He's the leader. He can't tell them.
we need a piece of legislation first. And what has to happen prior to producing legislation is democratic debate. And what's happening at these healthcare forums is folks are coming and shutting down democratic debate. This is very similar to what Bill Clinton faced in '93 and '94, where orchestrated, organized healthcare insurance lobbies convinced the American public that what was in their best interest was not in their best interest. And I think that if we all sat down at a table across the ideological spectrum, we would agree that reform needs to take place. The form that it might take, of course, we would disagree. That's the most democratic thing we can do.
Is Iran an evil empire?
Is Iran an evil? Well, again, we get into mean and evil and these simple words. Does he intend? Is he a threat?
Let me give Frank a chance to respond. Frank, can you tell me anything that he said, President Bush, that was wrong?
Well, I think drawing parallels to that situation and what's happening with Iran is wrong. I think we're in a new era in terms of global affairs.
Is Iran an evil empire?
Caroline, you did say West Virginia voters are downright mean because they said they wouldn't vote for a candidate because of their skin color. Guess what, Caroline? Those are Democrats in West Virginia saying that. Good point. For years, they've been criticizing the Republican Party and making all these claims, all these white-black claims. You just confirmed what we have known for a long time, that there is serious racism within your party, and you need to address it.
It's in both parties.
Let me go to John
It's
Kasich,
in both parties.
John, I love your background.
You are a pretty fishy character, Sean.
Thanks a lot.